Okay, greetings everyone. This is First Centurion 753 with the next episode of Chaos in Libya. Wow, look at those camps. Okay, so the LTU camps are visible right now. And what I'm going to do in this episode, since there are basically we control all the cities at this point and all the strategic locations. All that's left are the resistance groups that are sort of camping out in these three particular areas: the northeast, East Sirte, and Abari. If I said that right, sorry. Looks like the LTU, four different camps are visible in this region. What I'm going to do in this episode is relocate all my military forces into these particular regions. I don't really know how to end this thing. I know I have to make them agree to surrender or to become like a political party or completely wipe them off, I guess, wipe them out. But, so I'm not really sure, exactly what to do. I've taken all the cities. Their numbers aren't too big. Actually, the Jihadist Caliphate numbers are actually growing. That's disconcerting. Total Jihad is not growing, it doesn't look like. And the LTU, I don't know if these guys are growing or not. My popularity has definitely dipped, so that's an issue. But the refugee crisis should be coming under control soon. That's still a lot of refugees in that camp. One helicopter. Oh, I found the helicopter. It was in the refugee camp. Hey, what's up, AFCA? I can't believe the helicopter was in the refugee camp this whole time. That is ridiculous. I have to look for the refugee camps for the helicopters. I'm flying this guy down. Move, attack. See if we can hit that base. And now where are my aircraft? Oh, there's my airbase. See if we can take out that base. That is ridiculous. Oh, and look at that. They actually have control over one of the oil fields. Huh. I thought we had control over everything. Alright, so I need to relocate all my troops. I'm sorry the stream isn't working well for some reason. It says I don't have the settings correct, but I looked on my system and I have the settings exactly what they wanted. Yeah, well, when you get to the end, you'll find out why there. Yeah, it didn't work out too well in the end, that Russian Empire scenario. I did something stupid. Got a little too aggressive. Okay, so what I want to do is move all my troops into those particular regions. So 403. Where is... That's 700 miles away. That's 500 miles away, so we'll definitely go into this region with these guys. What do I have? 985 soldiers in that city. 414 soldiers there. 225 soldiers. 227 soldiers. 302 soldiers. 417 soldiers. Probably should have done this, before I started the live stream. 63 soldiers, that's not many. I do want to keep a few soldiers in the capital just in case there's another one of those riots that I have to deal with. There should be plenty more cities. Oh, wow, yeah, there's tons of cities here. Whoa, that's a lot. Big city. Alright, I'm hoping that this concentration of troops in these areas will help us hunt down these terrorist organizations. Is it realistically possible to conquer the whole world in this game? I had a tough time conquering Georgia. And Finland was like a no-go. That sounds like a pretty tough thing to do, to conquer the whole world. I don't think this game is as much of a like conquering game as much as it is, you know, a geopolitical game, which is why I like it. Could you conquer the whole world? I chose Russia, and I had a tough time. And I actually played like an alternative route from what I did, because people had urged me to declare war on Iran, and I was going to declare war on Iran because we found their nuclear missiles, or they bought nuclear missiles from like some weird country like Honduras. I don't know how that happened. But the war with Iran was very difficult, and you don't really have, or maybe I don't know as much, like, it doesn't seem like you have complete control over all your forces when you do it. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. But to conquer the whole world in this game, that would be, if someone actually did that, that would be amazing. And, you know, I'm doing a medium level difficulty here. I mean, on an easier level, I don't know, you'd probably be easier to conquer more. But the best way to conquer other countries in this game is you got to use your Secret Service, basically, to find out if they are building nuclear weapons or supporting terrorist organizations, and then you can justify war, and you pretty much have to do it with the UN. And if you don't, then your people can get really angry with the war really quickly. And that seemed to be my problem, because there were like civilian casualties. So, just FYI, I think this is more of a smaller scenario-based country managing game than it is necessarily like a conquering game like Europa Universalis or Hearts of Iron 4. So, yeah, that's my insight there. If anyone has any other opinions, feel free to post. Alright, I think I moved everybody. There's some troops there. Alright, so, and I'm going to go slowly here because I only have like 5 months left. And I want to make sure I, you know, if I find something, I got to take advantage of it. So, these attacks should be doing well. I'm going to wait until January to actually really expand the military, because I don't know, like, what I've noticed in this game, and I don't really know it, you know, completely that well, but it seems like when you buy something, it's done on loan, and then it gets tagged on to like next year's debt. So I'm assuming that next year's debt is going to be pretty high, and because I've been spending some money, and so I'm going to wait to see what that is. And I might even try to get some tax laws passed to help finance things. And then in January, I'm going to go ahead and buy like huge expansions of the military here. Tanks, rockets, helicopters, more advanced fighters, hopefully, if I can get them. Rocket launchers, and maybe even a surface ship that I might just position right off the coast here, the Northeast District, and if anything pops up, I can just fire some missiles. Public finance is not looking good. Alright, we gotta handle the public finance situation while these troops are redeploying. Now, I wanted to look at taxes. I should have looked at this beforehand. That's not really gonna help me much. Inheritance taxes. Sometimes this is pretty high. Now, what is the opinion of the people in Parliament? Yeah, Parliament. So that's possible. Let's write that down. This is the inheritance tax. I could sway Parliament with a different bill that they might. Something I could attach to the bill. Ooh, that costs a lot of money. That would be a good thing if I could get it. Value added tax. That's $1 billion. But this will be tough to pass. The people really don't like it, but Parliament will pass it. Now, here's the trick. If I can attach something on there that the people will like, we'll call this Tax Reform 1. Tax Reform 1. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I wonder if I can do 2. Ooh, that's not going to be good. Create the reform. It's going to pass, but the people aren't going to like it. So I am going to see if I can cut the Social Security payments. And people will love that, and there's huge support for that. So we're just going to attach that to Tax Reform 1. And hopefully that will help. So now that's at 92. Now, add the inheritance tax. And we should be okay. That's at 67. Wow, okay, that dropped a lot. All right, so that's our reform right there. Yeah, that's a good question. I know in the last game, Masters of the World, I think the game did stop, but I'm not sure on that actually, if the game actually stops, because I never played a scenario where the game would stop after someone ran out of their turn. That's a good question. And that's something I got to figure out probably. I don't think, well, in a parliamentary, if you have a parliamentary system, then you have unlimited amounts. Oh, look at this base right over there. There's a base right there. See if we can get those units together. There's an airstrike. There it is. Okay. I might just move. What is... Oh, purchasing power, employment, old folks. Alright, that... Proposing that law really boosted my popularity back up. Some groups didn't like it, but they always disappear on me. Bases always just disappear. They show up and then they disappear. That's my base. Alright, I gotta make sure we are at least infiltrating. We gotta re-infiltrate them. I wish I could rebuild that base. Yeah, the options with like combat in a lot of these games, in this game, is kind of lacking, I'd say. Alright, it is still November, good. And we hit one base, but I don't know if that did any damage. I gotta write down these numbers again so I can calculate if I'm doing damage at all. LTU, popularity boost, hopefully that helps. And trucks. These bases just keep disappearing. That, we got hit there. Alright, let's see if I can get an endorsement from her. Trying to close in on these terrorist groups. It's becoming difficult. Alright, the other thing I was thinking about doing is to seek trade agreements with allied nations. So, Egypt, I don't know if Egypt was an ally. Sudan, I think, is definitely an ally. Let's see here. Diplomacy. Alliances. Status. I thought I had allies. Do I not have any more allies? I know I asked them to support me and they all refused. We are purchasing cereal and sugar from Sudan, so maybe try somebody else. Iran was an ally. They might have a decent economy. There we go. New contract with Iran. Let's see. Oh, I have to go through this whole thing, wouldn't I? Apples. Automobiles. They produce a lot of automobiles. Bananas. Beef. Bottled water. Building. Let's see. We consume a lot of cereal, but we're buying that from the Sudan. I don't think we have a chemical industry. We consume a lot of chemicals. So do they. Coal. We consume a lot of coal. We consume a lot. I don't think we produce much. Computer hardware. We probably produce fuel. Yes. But they produce a lot of fuel too. I gotta sell some of this fuel. But I gotta find another buyer. I don't think I have any gold. Natural gas? Ooh, yeah, we consume a lot of natural gas. I gotta sell. I gotta make sales for natural gas and fuel. And oil. I thought I was selling oil, though. Alright, what's going on here? We are in December. Problem with one of the ministers. I'm going to ignore that. Bargain concluded with Minister of Transport in Tunisia. Okay. UK and Turkey. Someone said ask for help from the UK and Turkey. So, let's see if we can make those Oh, Turkey looks good, actually. Let's see if I can have a meeting with them. Maybe I can sell them fuel. The UK does not look friendly at all. Ah, they canceled the meeting right away. Alright, let's see if I can sell them a contract. So let's take a look at fuel. Turkey needs a lot of fuel. Oh, we already have a lot of our fuel in the contract. See, I knew that. I knew we had contracts. Oil. Most of our oil is in their contract. And then natural gas. See, all that is in the contract. Alright. Well, if I can maybe ask Turkey for aid. I think that might be a good move. And I think that is under military operations. Ask for help in fighting a terrorist group. We need help fighting, let's say, the Jihadist Caliphate is the toughest group. And it looks like I can only ask these countries. These are my allied countries. I've tried that before and it never works. Alright, helicopter, we're gonna relocate. To that city. Maybe we can't move helicopters in the cities. Meeting with the oldest person in the world. You're charming. You'll bury us all. And then speak highly of me in public. There you go. Alright, I think this video has been going on for 20 minutes, so I'm going to put a cut in here and on YouTube, but live stream we're going to keep going.